You're kidding me. I've not been live for the past 40 minutes that I've been yapping here. I'm so angry. Oh my God, why I thought I fixed this. Oh my goodness, I have been standing here talking for 40 minutes and no one could see me. That is so upsetting. That is upsetting. I'm sorry. 40 minutes, literally. I started exactly on time at 8 o'clock and I have been yakking and moving stuff around and doing things and nobody saw any of that. Oh, that is so upsetting. Thank you for the welcome backs. Yeah. Oh man, I'm going to have to be mad about this for a little while. No, it's fine, Ryan. I just, yeah, was not, again, the OBS was a little bit weird about starting it anyways. So, yeah. Now, I'm still going to hang out for a little bit. I mean, my plan was to do an hour. I mean, it said there were 3 concurrent viewers. I'm like, hey, that's, you know, that's all right for me. You know, getting 3, 4 people to watch. All right, cool. I never really had much viewers anyways. That's all right. Anyways, I was just talking about this project that I wanted to start years ago. I think about 3 years ago. It's a ALEXA 3D print with a RGB ring in the top, a clear filament cap, and then the regular cap on it. And I wanted to have this control all of my clipper machines, but I never figured out how to A, wire the RGB to the Pi, and B, how to tell the Pi to things over here. I was not even looking at Discord, Brian, so yeah, sorry. Didn't even look at Discord. I have it closed right now. Anyways, I've had this project for like 3 years. I still haven't done it. It's still going to sit here on my desk until I figure out what it is. All right, well, I guess I'll rehash some of the stuff I said before. So this is the new shop. It's smaller than before, as you can tell. You know, between the end of the desk here and the rack, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 feet. So it can quite easily touch both sides. It's just small. This is the desk I bought here. It's not bad. It uses this square pegboard stuff, so I don't have as much density that I can put up. But it does have these slots at the bottom for all of these little sorting bins, which is pretty nice to have. I'm able to kind of put things in there. So that I think that definitely helps a bit. But I'm still trying to figure out like how I want to organize things up here. What makes the most sense? What makes things easy to get to? Because I do want things that are kind of easy to grab. Like this, I might change out the amount. So I bought a bunch of various sized hardware for it to see what I ended up liking to use. Let's see, that fits like that. So I can go a little higher. Yeah, so like how I can get things to kind of put in here, out of the way, that work, and yeah, just able to organize stuff. Foggy. I'm not sure where's foggy. I do have, it could be the camera. I don't know how clean it is. So this is my like DSLR hooked up. Foggy outside or foggy inside? Also, again, the lighting is horrible. I just have this one light above me. I have the rack, or sorry, not the rack, but the workbench light here, and then the racks have LEDs on them. Outside, no, I think that's just, there's a wall like right outside that window. So it looks foggy, but it's just a wall is literally 4 feet from that back window. The neighbor's wall was right there. It's kind of like a sunroom back there. Lots of windows. I can switch back here. This camera is just a bit high. But it's the one I can show kind of the most of the shop here. You can see the racks here have most of the printers on it. I haven't been able to use any of them. I only got the printers on the shelves on, let's see, we got our stuff on Wednesday. So I was able to at least set them all on the rack there when the movers were here, but I can't use any of them because I'm using a temporary computer right now, and all of the print file, all of the profiles are on my normal like workbench. When you guys have seen the background of some of the old videos, like the orange one with all the tubing in it, that's my daily driver. I got it onto the wall yesterday. My wife helped me mount that because it is stupid heavy. I still haven't plumbed it yet. Well, so I haven't put new coolant in it, but my goal is to maybe tonight put new coolant in that because I have a bottle here ready to go. I just need to fill the loop, and then I can boot that up and start moving everything from this computer over to there. So that'll definitely help out. Oh, Ryan. No, I thought Aaron would have been here too, but he has other things in life. I did this. I mean, how is this time for you guys in the U.S.? Is it a decent time? I can always do a little bit later. I did a little bit earlier today. I woke up early to do this. But again, trying to find times that, like, what works for me and then what works for most of my viewers. Again, most of my viewers are in. There's Dustin. I haven't talked to you in a long time. What's up, man? Yeah, trying to find a time zone that works for the world, but also what really works for where most of my viewers are in the U.S. So I figured a Saturday evening was probably the best time for that, but I can always do a little bit later. Well, Nato, I started at 8 p.m. EST. I just didn't actually hit the live button, apparently. So there's a start time of 7. What was that notification? Oh, okay. But yeah, so again, trying to find something that works out for most people, because it definitely is, you know, hard as I move around the world on what works where and things like that. But yeah, so small printers are all on there. I wanted to use, like, I even put filament, I updated Optimus, but then I went to go print. I was like, I can't actually do that because I don't have the slicer profile on this computer. So that's something I might try and do. Is I know I need to update my GitHub. Somebody asked for my V0 config, and that one I actually did not have in my GitHub. So I definitely need to do that. So I also need to go ahead and add in my slicers profiles, I think, as well, into the GitHub. And that way, if I ever lose my computer or I move again, which is going to happen again in a few years, I'll be able to quickly get to those profiles to be able to slice and start printing with. So that'll definitely help out. But yeah, I got PTG loaded on there, ready to print. Went to the computer. I was like, crap, can't do it. I re-leveled the bed, did all the Z-tilt. But yeah. And then for the big guys down here, so it used to be under my desk. Like, I used to stream kind of from here at my old desk. I had it underneath me. This one, the BLVMGMQ Bumblebee, is down here below me, kind of chilling, and it can't stay there because the filament is from the back. No, Ryan didn't get rid of it. Talking about right now. But since the filament is accessed from the back, it's against the wall right now, and that's not going to work. That can't stay that way. So that's a bummer, but there's nothing I can do about that at the moment. I just have to find a new place for it to live. And I don't know where that's going to be because I'm so limited on space. I did buy this very nice stand-up desk, which I really like. But again, I just don't know where I'm going to put that. As for these guys, I don't know. The WeDo, I don't need a IDEX machine because I have the Cobra 3 with the Ace, and it prints way better than this ever will. Just because it's such a newer machine, so I don't really need an IDEX machine. So this will probably end up going, I'm going to see, there's one person that does 3D printing here that would probably be able to figure this out, maybe find it useful, but probably not. And then for the FT5, like, I don't want to get rid of it, but at the end of the day, nobody can use it. It's running Clipper. It's such a custom machine now that's so different. You know, they're probably just going to end up having to get thrown away. It's not worth shipping because it's too expensive. I shipped a printer to Aaron years ago for free. I think he and I either paid for shipping, or I think maybe he paid, or we split it. I can't remember what it was, but it was over $100 to ship him a free printer through the mail. And that's just too much, you know. How far off EST? I am 12 hours off of EST. It's not good. I'm not building machines anymore. So the parts, I mean, it's a bunch of, you know, lead screws and motors. I got rid of all of my extra motors. I got rid of them when I moved. I gave them all to, I think I gave it all to the kids' school. I gave them Ultra Magnus. I gave them another printer. What was it? I sold my original Prusa Mark III. I had something else, and I gave them all of my spare parts so they could work to build whatever they want. I gave them all of my aluminum extrusion that I had left over. I gave them all of my leftover filament. I gave them, the printer. I thought I gave them a second printer. But yeah, all of my spare parts I gave to them because I was like, you guys can use this to build stuff or repair things, but here you go. They didn't really have a maker lab. They were starting one off. So hopefully they were able to end up using it, but I don't need the parts. And it's not worth me to sell the parts either. It is, you know, again, it's who's going to buy a couple random motors when you can buy brand new ones for pretty cheap on eBay or AliExpress. You know, it's going to cost more shipping to buy something from me than the part is worth. Where you could go to AliExpress and get shipping for free, or you go to Amazon and get shipping for free. So reselling printers is not, unless you're buying a pre-baked printer. You know, I'm trying to sell the X Mark III. It's a great printer. I just don't need it. I can't find anybody to buy it. So that might end up being like I asked $200 for it. I might end up just being like free to whoever. I just need to get it out of here. If no one takes it, it's going to go in the trash. I just don't need so many machines anymore because what content I'm making, I'm not making content, I'm building machines anymore. It's projects based now. I don't have the time to make machines anymore. I just don't. Ever since COVID. Dustin disassembled my V1 FT5. The parts ran out of room. V2 is a piece of plywood on top of it. That's a small workbench right now. Yeah, see, now buying those printers right out of the box that just work is great, and a lot of people can do that, but it's definitely tough to figure out like what to do, and it's a very first world YouTuber problem. I say that though, I only have one of all the machines I have now. Only 2 of them were provided. I have paid for and built every other one in this room, and that is, you know, thousands of dollars worth of hardware that I definitely did not make via YouTube. You know, I mean, I have the Gucci, the Hound is my Gucci bear that I sent out to get laser etched. Well, that was like $100 and some just to get the laser etching done on the frame. And yeah, he gave me like a 25% discount, but it was still over $100 to get the laser etching done. Did I need to do that? No. Was it fun? Yeah. But it didn't really pay for the printer. Oh, you want a Mark IV kit? Super sweet. I debated on buying a Mark IV. But I don't know, I wanted something different, and I wanted something that could do multicolor that wasn't bamboo, and that's why I went with the Anycubic. And I gotta say, man, that thing, it's pretty good. It definitely works really well, especially out of the box. And again, the fact that it's not a bamboo also really helps me. So yeah, that's definitely something that's been nice to have around. But actually, now that I'm looking at it, I think I might end up moving it to here. Move another printer there because I think the Ace filament tubes are long enough that I could put it above on the next shelf up. Again, trying to figure out how to get everything to work here and move things around. But if I put it, instead of being side by side, because that rack is wider than this rack, I could put it above and below it. That might end up working out better. Yeah, I'll have to play with that and see how that works out. Because the filament tubes are pretty long on there, and so is the connecting cable. And I think it's long enough to do between 2 shelves. That might be all right. But yeah, a lot of custom machines that no one's going to know how to use and not worth to sell. Because also, who's buying a 2.1 Bear right now, you know, for hundreds of dollars worth of hardware when they could just buy a bamboo for $200? Crowdy K1. Oh yeah, I mean, Dustin, you've been around as long, if not longer than I have. We got FT5 around the same time. But yeah, I mean, it's just crazy how every printer you buy, I can't even think of a printer right now today that you can't buy and be printing within 15 to 30 minutes out of the box. Unless you're buying, obviously, a Mark IV kit or any kit printer. But how many printers are coming in kits nowadays? Like, almost none. Everything you buy is a prefab frame, because that's the new thing now, ever since Bamboo kind of took that over from, you know, what was Ultimaker and MakerBot back then. Bamboo kind of brought it back with the X1s and the P1Ps and things like that. Now other companies are cloning that and making that their standard frame now. Everything's enclosed. It's you plug a few things in and you're printing in no time. I did, but I'm probably going to end up canceling it, Ryan, just because I have nowhere to put it. You know, and do I need it? No. It's going to sit on a shelf and not, you know, maybe print with it a little bit. I don't know. It was such a good deal. It was hard to pass up, but I'll probably end up just canceling the pre-order because I mean, where am I going to put it? I don't have space for what I have right now. This is the only space right now that these 2 printers can occupy. The top of my shelves over here is full of boxes of things. So my 2 resin printers are up there. I'm going to have to get rid of another one of those because I use them rarely. But I had them statically set at my last place so I can use them. I want to keep at least one. Whether I keep the Photon or the Mars, I don't know. But I think the Mars screen is kind of dead, so the Mars might be out. I might be just down to the Photon. The Mars I'll just toss in the trash. I think they had told me, I have an email from them from last year when it died, to reset the firmware, but I never got around to doing it. It's literally still an unread email in there. So I'll have to try that out. But, you know, not sure what I will end up doing with those. I want to keep at least one resin printer because I do still print minis for my kids from time to time. And then I was hanging out with some friends last night and their kids are into D&D. I said, oh, we'll have them go on Hero Forge and make a hero and buy the file. It's like $7, and I'll 3D print them their figure, you know, that they can use and they can paint it and do whatever with. So I wouldn't mind getting a Core 1 either. That I like. The Core 1 looks cool. The only problem is that Prusa's multi-filament solution has never been good. The MMU works and doesn't. I mean, you guys have seen my highs and lows with the MMU2. I honestly don't have much faith the MMU3 is going to be much better. They need to go to a pre-made box like this that you don't have to build, because there are so few people that actually got the MMU2 to work and work consistently. It's just not great. You know, I still have my Mosaic Palette 2S Pro sitting up on the shelf. I will definitely give that away if anybody wants it. You pay for shipping. It's going to be like $50. But if you want a Palette 2S Pro, you're welcome to it. I'm never going to use it again. I might as well just get rid of it. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Again, I'm kind of upset that I talked to the screen for 40 minutes without realizing I wasn't live. An open air garden. MMU3 is awesome. Okay, well that's good to know. I hadn't, again, I've not seen much content on it. I'm not consuming very much content right now, just with very long days at work, and by the time I get home, it's just, yeah. Yeah, a bunch of new printers using Clipper. They're enclosed. Core XY, self-tuned out of the box. Yeah. Yeah, the Prusa XL, because it is individual extruders per filament type and color, it definitely is a different, it's definitely better to connect things. My FT5 is running Clipper, and it's better. It's just, I don't know. I need to figure out if I have a use case to keep it. Because right now, I have nowhere to put it. Oh, you can root the printers now. Look at that. We're rooting printers like we used to root our phones and our tablets. If you guys remember that back in the day. Yeah, I mean, the FT5, if I can, you know, figure out, maybe put a little bit bigger. I think there's a 0.5 millimeter. I don't even remember what nozzle's on it right now. I'd have to go to my slicer settings and see. I don't remember what's on it. It is Clipper now. But again, it's the, do I need a printer that big to do ABS prints only in it? You know, the X Smart 3 is a pretty doggone capable machine. And it's enclosed, and it's my only other enclosed printer to do ABS. It would be the FT5 or that guy. So I definitely need to pick one. I cannot keep both. But the X Smart 3 fits on a shelf. The FT5 is a shelf. You know, I could also make my filament rack a little bit smaller. Right now it's 1 meter wide, because that's what I left the tubing at. I definitely could cut that down and make it shorter and or taller. because that's the other thing I considered, is if I make that rack shorter, I can make it to fit between the window and this shelf, and then design a quick bracket to mount it to the wall so it doesn't come tumbling over. Because as long as it's tacked at the top, it's heavy enough to hold itself. I just tack it somewhere near the top, and that will hold against the wall. I just haven't really figured out how I want to do that. Yeah, have not figured that out at all. XL in the bathroom. No, the Valorant Legacy is here. It's on the shelf. It's just in pieces because, so here's the, I was gonna switch out the extruder. I printed all the parts for an orbiter. Here's the parts. They're just not on the printer. So I still need to rebuild that printer, that hot end at least. Got the FT5 making the enclosure for small printer. Yeah, the ability to print big is nice. It is rare. Most people, that was the whole thing with the CR10, is that people bought it expecting to print big, but never did, or rarely did. I mean, again, there are the people that print cosplay helmets and all kinds of things like that, but generally speaking, very few people print big stuff like that. Very few. You know, again, if you say for every, 100 machines that were sold, I would say it's less than 10, or even 5, maybe 5% of people that buy the big printers actually print big things. The big printer boom is kind of gone now with the CR10, and this is a CR10 style IDEX machine. But that definitely was a thing. Everybody bought that thing. Yeah, I mean, I have all the aluminum custom parts for this too. The aluminum bed, the aluminum head, the Y-axis is upgraded, X-axis is upgraded. I mean, it is a beast of a machine. It's a workhorse, but I just don't really use it anymore. Yeah, 713 Maker, that's all the parts I have as well. Hey, Alex, yep, I'm back. But I'm gonna have to get going because I need to go fix a computer for somebody. So I told them I would be there at 10. I have to leave in the next like 15 minutes to get there. Alex, I'm not sure. The next project is to get moved in. I got my stuff just a few days ago. As you can see, it is everywhere. I actually can see the floor now. I'll tell you guys, I could not see the floor as of yesterday. And I told my wife, hey, look at this. I can see the floor now. Oh, the orange. I actually just watched Major Hardware's video. I did actually watch that last night. I was listening to it while I was cleaning of his thing with the Gigastorm. So anyways, I'm going to get going. So thanks all for hanging out. I'll try to keep this as the time. For future, keep an eye on the on when I'm living. Probably end up being Saturday evenings for the US time. That's probably going to be able to get the most people around. So yeah, kind of go from there. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'll see you guys soon. Happy printing.